enough. It's enough.
Sanbonani, Wamugilikili, City ICC, Goeiemorgen, dames en heren. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to this, the Cape Town International Stamp Exhibition opening ceremony. My name is Guy MacDonald, and it's my great privilege and honour to be your program director for today. While we centre our podium for our esteemed speakers, allow me to introduce myself a little bit more for you. I do a lot of charity work. I volunteer my opinion on breakfast radio every Saturday and Sunday morning on a station called East Coast Gold. It's been a privilege to be in the broadcasting industry for 22 years, and it's also a great privilege to represent the Republic of South Africa's government and Department of Communications here today. So thank you very much to each and every one of you for joining us. Please give yourselves a big warm hand and a welcome. Of our South African national anthem by the Andisiwe Choir. If you did, I'd love to hear your hands clapping again. This side of the room really enjoyed you, choir. This side still warming up a little bit, but no problem. Lovely to have each and every one of you here today. And we have esteemed government ministers from the South African national government, ministers from the African Union, we have members of the media, and of course you, our esteemed international guests. Your presence here today gives this event a real stamp of approval. I had to get that pun out of the way nice and early, ladies and gentlemen, because it's been bugging me. I had to get rid of it, I hope you don't mind. So in a world where conversations have evolved from sending postcards to sending emails or WhatsApps, there is still a way to collect stamps as a way to preserve history. And today we welcome more than 25,600 pages of philatelic artifacts exhibited by collectors from more than 40 countries. This exhibit will tell the story of South Africa from the first documented European rounding of the Cape by Bartholomew Dyas, slavery, the Anglo-Boer Wars, and the years of union. It also includes a VOC letter to Jan van Riebeeck commending him on the beer being brewed in the Cape, who knew that we made good beer long before we made fine wine. Of course, the Cape is well known for our fine wines, and we hope that you will imbibe some of that while you're here with us. The international body of Philately, the Fédération Internationale de Philatélie, was founded in 1926 in Zurich, Switzerland, to oversee stamp collectors and philatelists globally. And I'd like to just break away from my introduction here to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, that at the age of 42, having collected stamps when I was a little boy, I only this year discovered this word, philately and philatelist. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was something you might need a cream for. I wasn't sure. So it just shows you, you're never too young or too old to learn something new. So of course, the body acknowledges the important role that stamp collectors worldwide play in preserving the historical and cultural heritage of nations through stamps that have been issued by designated postal operators. So first up, I would like for you to please give a very warm welcome to the podium, the President of the Fédération Internationale de Philatélie, Mr. Prakop Chirakiti.
Excellency, Molante, President Amor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to be here on behalf of the FIP Board to congratulate on the official opening of the Cape Town 2022 World Stamp Championship exhibition under the patronage of FIP. The exhibition has finally come through, despite a postponement due to the global pandemic. This is made possible because of the hard work of the organizing committee, the Philatelic Foundation of South Africa, the strong support from the Mayor, Gordon Hill-Lewis, the various ministries, the South African Post Office, and last but not least, the advice from FIP consultant Bernard Weston. The exhibition cannot happen without the active participation from the UPU, the postal administrations, the dealers, the exhibitors, the commissioners, and the jurors. Thank you very much for your kind support. It is heartening to see the philatelists from all over the world to be congregated here today in this beautiful city of Cape Town, and being able to meet and share with each other once again with the common passion in philately. I am sure that Cape Town 2022 will be a huge success and that everyone shall have a memorable and fruitful memories and experience over the next few days. Please enjoy, and thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chirakiti. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to hear a little bit more about the African connection, the role of philately in Africa and its relationship to heritage, to history and culture, and in respect of the theme of this year's exhibition, which is of course the road to democracy. Our next speaker is born and bred in Zimbabwe, very proudly born and bred and sometimes in Zimbabwe, in Bulawayo, and now serving his term as Palo Secretary General in Tanzania. Please welcome Pan-African Postal Union Secretary General, Mr. Sifundo Chief Moyo.
Thank you, Director of Ceremonies. I'm sure you all agree with me that he is so energetic. I cannot cope with his energy. And he has said some interesting issues that you may never stop learning as long as you are alive. And I think I'll pick it up from there. The Chief Patron, His Excellency, former President Kanema Mutlathe, the Deputy Minister of Communications and Digital Technologies, Honorable Phil Mapulane, the representative of the Universal Postal Union Director General, the Chairman, Convergence Partners, Dr. Andile Ngaba, the Chairperson of the South African Post Office Board, Mr. Sipho Majombozi, the President of the Federation International Philately, Mr. Prakop Chikariti, distinguished participants, members of the press, distinguished delegates, all protocols observed, good morning, bonjour, bon dia. First and foremost, I wish to bring warm and fraternal greetings to all participants and partners from the PAPU General Secretariat, the entire PAPU membership, and indeed from myself. I may want to briefly talk about the Pan-African Postal Union, and probably its direct connection with this meeting happening today. The Pan-African Postal Union is a specialized agency for the African Union, which agency is responsible for coordinating postal development in Africa. It is a membership of 45 member states in Africa, and I'm sure this is where we get our designated operators that print the stamps that all of us here are discussing, and most of you philatelists are collecting. So when you see me, you should be seeing the guy who is bringing the guys who are printing the stamps. Honorable Deputy Minister, I must hasten to say that as a sector, we'll feel greatly honored by your personal presence here, having taken time off your busy schedule to come and grace this auspicious occasion. We do not take this for granted, as this goes a long way in attesting to the level of importance the government and the people of the Republic of South Africa profile and view the postal sector and philately business in particular, considering that stamp collectors worldwide play an important role in preserving the historical and cultural heritage of nations through stamps issued by the designated postal operators around the world. Honorable Deputy Minister, let me seize this opportunity to thank the government and the people of the Republic of South Africa for the warm welcome and unequaled hospitality since our arrival in Cape Town. My deep gratitude also extends to the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies that you so astutely lead, for fully sponsoring me and my colleague from PAPU to be able to fully participate in this week's event. The splendid work by the local organizing committee and FIP is the firm base needed for the success of the event, together with the other activities that will take place, and we look forward to them being concluded successfully. Honorable Deputy Minister, ladies and gentlemen, participants will be treated to an awesome 3-in-1 philatelic event bonanza, which will offer a wholesome and wide philatelic coverage for participants. It is worthwhile mentioning that during the week, as the International Philately Exhibition will be taking place, there will be other activities such as the African Philatelic Conference, which will be held from the 9th to 10th of November 2022. This is the first great philatelic endeavor of its kind, which has been organized by the Pan-African Postal Union in collaboration with the Universal Postal Union and the World Association for the Development of Philately. The African Philatelic Conference themed philatelic digitization and business model. And the African and international delegates will explore the best available and future options for fully embracing digital technologies to make stamp collection attractive to the youth as well. The participants will also give pointers on how the viability of the philatelic business can be enhanced by the deployment of various technologies in both issuing and sustenance of stamps. When this is done, then the digitization agenda of postal services by designated operators will be boosted. Honorable Deputy Minister, there is an interesting yet significant coincidence in that the convention center here in Cape Town is also hosting a huge African tech infrastructure event in Africa focused on connecting the next billion people in Africa. And we are also discussing the digitization of stamps. Ladies and gentlemen, there will also be the 17th UPU International Competition Class for issuing authorities, for which I wish to sincerely congratulate the winners for their well-deserved achievement. Honorable Deputy Minister, in conclusion, I wish to underscore the fact that PAPU will always be available and ready to play a critical facilitative role and participate in activities like this in order to promote the sector and increase awareness about its activities. In this regard, we reaffirm our commitment in collaborating with FIP and all other partners, and indeed any member state in undertaking similar splendid causes. With these remarks, ladies and gentlemen, I wish everyone a successful and exciting International Philately Exhibition and a wonderful Philately Week ahead. God bless the African Coast as we forge ahead with philately business. I thank you for your attention. Merci beaucoup. Ekos Siamoga. Thank you.
Siyabonga kakhulu, Chief Moyo, thank you very much for those wonderful words and your words of support as well. I'd like to share with you now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind casting your eyes to the big screen, we have a message by the Chief Patron, His Excellency, former President Kgalema Motlanthe.
Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, David Mabuza, Minister of Communications and Digital Technologies, Khumbudzo Ntshavheni, Deputy Minister of Communications and Digital Technologies, Mr. Philemon Makulani, Mr. Bravo Chirakiti, Honorable President of Federation Internationale de Philately, Mr. Hugh Amo, President of the Philatelic Federation of South Africa, Mr. Emil Burman, Chairman of the Organizing Committee of the Cape Town International Stamp Exhibition, commissioners from various countries, philatelists from around South Africa and Africa, guests from across the globe. We welcome and thank the Federation Internationale de Philately and the Philatelic Federation of South Africa for establishing this remarkable exhibition on the shores of Cape Town. And we are certain that this historic event will have far-reaching impact, especially as the first of its kind in the country. As COVID-19 had disrupted the timeline of the event, I must apologize for not being present in person for the dates of the exhibition due to commitments over the same period. Subsequently postponed to the 8th to the 12th of November 2022, the Cape Town International Stamp Exhibition is now fully underway. The exhibition is ready to embark on journeys of geography and paradox of the past with thousands of experts and enthusiasts, academia and business, and all those seeking to know a little bit more about themselves through these little perforated windows of the world. Stamps were first issued in South Africa by the Cape Colony on the 1st of September 1853. It gives us immense pleasure to host this international stamp exhibition some 169 years after the issuing of the first triangular stamps by the Cape Colony in this very time. As previously reported, the organizing committee of the Cape Town International Stamp Exhibition decided that it will be appropriate to link this event with the theme, The Road to Democracy in South Africa. This is based on the title of an open plus collection that has been composed over the last 25 years, reflecting on the path to democracy in South Africa. We are excited that this exhibition is going ahead in person, opening the possibilities to commissioners from 40 different countries to join the Cape Town International Stamp Exhibition and share their knowledge and philatelic prowess. No doubt, the historic treasures in the many collections and catalogs on display will provide a feast for the eyes and many moments of insight for those eager to learn. As patron of this international stamp exhibition, being held this year in Cape Town, it gives me great pleasure to welcome all delegates from Federation Internationale di Philateli, stamp collectors, commissioners from over 40 countries, and dealers to our beautiful country and the mother city of Cape Town. As I conclude, I would like to thank and congratulate the organizing committee of this event under the capable leadership of Mr. Emil Birman for hosting this exhibition. I would also like to thank the Department of Communication and Technologies under Minister Uzo Chabeni and the Deputy Minister, Mr. Philip Omblan, for their support and leadership. May you all enjoy our legendary sunshine and warmth of the people of South Africa. I thank you for your kind attention.
And ladies and gentlemen, as you may have felt, we here in Africa like to welcome you with speeches, but also with song and dance. And so we would invite the Andisiwe Choir back to the stage now to come and entertain you with a few songs before we get into our keynote address with the Deputy Minister. If you do need to go to the loo, you can do that. But I would take my cell phone out and I would film these wonderful people.
Yeah.
make their way to the back of the room. Chief Moyo, you asked me, you were saying about my energy. Now you understand where I'm getting energy from. With this talent in the room, you can't help but feel excited to be alive. You can't help but love this beautiful continent of Africa. And for those of you that are from outside of South Africa, there was a couple of wonderful elements that were portrayed there for you. There was traditional dance, there was courtship, and of course the gentleman on the drum. Many of you may or may not know that obviously a drum was also initially used for communication many years ago. So there's a lovely correlation with stamps, communication, and our next speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, dames en heren, manene na manene kazi. The Department of Communications and Digital Technologies is the lead department through their oversight role of the South African Post Office, which, as you know, is the organization tasked with the production and sale of stamps and philatelic material in the country. Here to deliver the keynote address is the Deputy Minister of Communications and Digital Technologies, the Honorable Philip Mapulane.
What a wonderful performance. A round of applause again. Thank you very much, Program Director. Let me first start by appreciating the involvement and the message that you have just received from the patron of this exhibition, His Excellency former President Kgalema Motlanthe, whom we affectionately call Khulula. President of the Federation of International de Philately, Mr. Kwako Shirakiti, Secretary General of PAPU, Mr. Chief Sifundo Moyo, we really thank you for gracing our occasion at this beautiful exhibition today. The General Kampa from the Kgalema Motlanthe Foundation, the Chairperson of the Organizing Committee, the representatives from SAPOA, speakers and facilitators for Africa Philately Conference, sponsors who have generously enabled this gathering, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome the international community of philately and philatelic material collectors and exhibitors to Cape Town, the city that we call the mother city of South Africa. Since South Africa was granted patronage to organize the International Stamp Exhibition in 2021, during the 57th Field Congress, which was held on the 2nd of December 2018 in Bangkok, we all thought that it was never going to happen. When South Africa first received the correspondence from FIB in 2020 regarding this conference, which was initially planned for March 2021, we were hit by the global pandemic, COVID-19, and at that time the full extent and effect of the strike was not yet known. For a long time we could not perform many of the human gestures that we were so used to. We could not shake hands in greeting, nor would we be able to hug each other in pleasure. And yet here we are under the cradle of the city that features so prominently
in the history of our country, welcoming the community of collectors and preservers of philatelic materials in this beautiful vein, the Cape Town International Convention Center. I would like to congratulate and acknowledge all those who made it possible, starting with the local organizing committee, the officials from the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies, who all invested so much of your time and effort into the success of this week's exhibition. Your energy drove all of us to ensure that we do not betray the honor bestowed upon us by the Federation Internationale de Philately, which chose us to host this exhibition under the very appropriate theme of the road to democracy. The city of Cape Town would not have been a more appropriate setting for this year's exhibition and theme. In a spitting distance of this venue, there are many monuments that stand as reminders of the path South Africa traveled on its journey to attain democracy. One of those monuments is the Robben Island, not far from here, which is one of the monuments that we celebrate as a country, because in that prison came our liberators, came the founders of the democratic South Africa, one of whom was the world icon, Mr. Nelson Mandela. True to its name as the mother city, the city of Cape Town survives as the rock upon which we built South Africa's democracy. It is on the shores of this city that the first colonial settlers made their entrance into this country. And they later brought on the workers mainly from Asia, and other settlers came from around the world. Since that first entrance, South Africa was never the same again. Throughout the years of wars of resistance to colonial conquest and domination, the years of struggle against the system of apartheid exploitation and domination, we are here today under conditions of democracy, where we are seeking to forge a united nation, united in its diversity. We are seeking to build a truly non-racial, non-sexist, democratic, multilingual and multicultural society that should be the envy of many around the world. But the road to democracy was not an easy one, as we all know. We had to overcome many obstacles along the way. But the very long road that we had to travel to get here, to a time and place where we are able to welcome the international community, is the very one that forged our resilience. On many occasions when all seemed lost, we were able to find the strength to persevere, knowing that our failure to attain democracy will not only be our failure, but it will be a failure to the next generations to come, and the failure of so many around the world to walk alongside us. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank those who supported these exhibitions, our sponsors who responded to the call for support, and the exhibitors who have taken so much risk with their valuable collection to come here and share with us the fruits of their effort to preserve our modern history. I would also want to thank the city of Cape Town and the province of the Western Cape for working with us to make this a very successful event. The International Board of Philately, FIB, which as we all know was founded in 1926 in in Switzerland, to oversee stamp collectors and philatelists globally. Since its inception, it has marked FIP has worked with stamp collectors and preservers of philatelic materials, as well as designated postal operators who are mandated with the production and distribution of stamp. The work that FIP has done over the years has ensured that the role of stamp plays in the preservation of history and spread cultural knowledge among nations enjoys the recognition that it so richly deserves. The first adhesive postal stamp was issued in 1840, many years before all of us here were born. And yet, in the glimpse of that first stamp, many that followed, we are able to be transported back in time and history to events, persons, institutions, and milestones, as well as natural formations and occurrences that mark the evolution of our civilization. But of course, stamps date even further back than that first adhesive stamp, and have continued to facilitate the involvement of communication as we know it today. And so FIP has played an important role in ensuring that the historical role of stamp is not lost. And this work is even more important today when advances in communication technology threatens the very historical role of stamps as preservers of history, culture, and heritage. Despite its long history, philately has not enjoyed popularity as a hobby among many global communities. We are hopeful, therefore, that this event will focus on promoting philately in South Africa and globally as part of educational tool and inspire many to learn more of our history through stamps. Since the inception in 1926, FIP has worked tirelessly to promote the hobby of collecting stamps and philatelic materials. Today it enjoys global membership, and we are glad that during the course of this week, South Africa's membership of FIP will be recognized. We also wish to engender an interest in the collection and preservation of stamps, especially among young people. And we will this week be transporting the learners from other schools around Cape Town. I'm told that it's going to happen on Friday and Saturday, so that we can expose the learners to this practice. We hope that they will grow an interest to know more about philately, and that their interest will grow the ranks of the community of philately. One of the objectives of FIP is the yearly hosting of international exhibitions through which collectors of stamp and philatelic materials apply to enter the competitions to display their valuable collections. These exhibitions play an important role in spreading the promotion of stamp collecting around the world. Our former president, His Excellency President Kgalema Motlanthe, was approached and he did accept the invitation to be the chief patron, and we have just received a wonderful message from him. Unfortunately, he could not be here with us, but his involvement bears testimony to the seriousness with which he took his role as the patron. The focus of the exhibition, this exhibition will be to use the exhibition to promote greater investment in education on philately in South Africa, especially among the young people. Through this exhibition, we seek to also leave behind the legacy project, the establishment of Philately Museum of South Africa, which will be done in collaboration with the South African Post Office. The museum will display the philatelic development history of South Africa since the 1800s. It will also serve as a reminder to many on the importance of philately in preserving the social and historical journey of the culture. We are also glad that we are joined in this exhibition by Zico Museum, of South Africa, a museum of social and natural history and science. IZICO was founded in 1825 and today boasts a vast collection of artifacts. The collection that IZICO has under its care, among others, includes ancient fossils and tools, historical artifacts and art. Our hosting of this conference will therefore serve as an opportunity to promote the important role that IZICO has in the preservation of our history and evolution. In line with the theme of 2022 exhibition, The Road to Democracy, we are excited to share in the Court of Honor a special exhibition stall depicting critical moments in the history of South Africa leading to democracy. The exhibition showcases South Africa through a selection of philatelic material and information that the South African Post Office issued from 1853 to 1994. The stand consists of 8 frames of 128 pages. This exhibition has been drawn on the knowledge and expertise of many key stakeholders, and I'd like to thank all of them. In conclusion, I would like to take this opportunity and invite all guests who are here from around the world to utilize the period of you being here to explore our beautiful city, Cape Town, the mother city as we call it. The city offers diverse and significant attractions. Some of the famous attractions include the Table Mountain, which was declared as one of the 7 wonders of the world alongside Amazon in South America, Halong Bay in Vietnam, Jeju Island in South Korea, and others. But more importantly, since we are celebrating this exhibition under the Great Road to Democracy, I would strongly recommend that all of you, ladies and gentlemen, visit Robben Island, which was a prison that was meant to break the back of resistance to apartheid. But it was converted by those who were incarcerated to become the greatest university, not only in politics but in humanity. As I said, it's a prison where our world-renowned icon, former President Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, was incarcerated for 18 of the 27 years that he spent in jail. Of course, we've got many other attractions, District 6 Museum, our wineland, Stellenbosch and Franschhoek, the best in the world that produces wine. Don't know any of you. The second after France, but there are those who say South African wine is the best wine across the globe. Please visit. It's not far from here. Stellenbosch, Franschhoek, and Rhoda wineland. Kirstenbosch Botanical Garden is also one of the places that you can visit. Of course, we've got the waterfront here, aquarium. I'm still invited to go and visit Parliament, though it is bent down, but you can still go and see the houses of Parliament. So I would like to take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to really appreciate your presence in our beautiful republic, our beautiful South Africa. As you can see, we've got a very rich history in culture, and we're happy at any time to entertain, to display our culture, united in our diversity. I would like to wish you the best in the exhibition, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the Deputy Minister of Communications and Digital Technologies, the Honourable Philly Mapulane, for his keynote address, and an inspiring one as well. I hope, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen, those of you from outside of South Africa, are you feeling welcome? Got 4 people that feel welcome. Are we feeling welcome to South Africa? Yeah! Beautiful. Let's check this side of the room as well. Are we feeling welcome, ladies and gentlemen? Excellent. I think more South Africans there. That's maybe right. So we welcome you. And now we have just 3 more items on the agenda before we allow you to leave the room and enjoy lunch. Those 3 more items are a little bit of entertainment, an unveiling, and of course, now that you feel welcome, we want to thank you. So please welcome to the podium for the vote of thanks, the President of the Philatelic Federation of South Africa, Mr. Hugh Emure.
President of FIP Consultants, Deputy Minister and friends. What we've experienced this morning is about communication. Communication through song and dance. But communication as the essence of our hobby. Because the objects that we collect are and were the vehicles of communication. I want to make just one plug. We know that we can communicate digitally, but it's much more effective to write a letter or send a postcard. So please, write a letter or send a postcard. In that way, 50 years' time, someone will find that artifact and remember who you were. It's my job, though, to thank those who have been responsible for putting on this exhibition. First and foremost, I want to thank our patron-in-chief. He hasn't simply been the figurehead patron-in-chief. He has intervened when it has been necessary for him to intervene. And this exhibition would not have taken place if it were not for our patron-in-chief. We must record our gratitude to him. Secondly, we must record our gratitude to FIP, to Bernie particularly, and to Brakop. The FIP board has done everything that they possibly could have done to make this exhibition in Cape Town possible. It's not easy in the world of philately, but they have really done us proud. So Brakop, thank you very much. Bernie, thank you very much indeed. We do appreciate everything you've done to make this exhibition possible. Then I must thank the jury, the experts, the dealers, and most important of all, the exhibitors. It's the exhibitors who have shown us once again how philately is a vehicle for communicating stories. Any walk through any exhibit in the floor will tell you how exhibitors who are passionate about the objects that they collect tell stories to entrance, but also stories to preserve, a theme that has come up. One of the things that philately tells us is that the organization of the posts has facilitated communication, and it was very important to be reminded of organizations such as the UPU and PAPU. If one thinks of the last 150 years, without the UPU, the GPU's intervention from the 1870s, we simply wouldn't have had the level of communication that we have had. So thank you to them. But thank you also in a much more on the floor basis to some of the individuals. And I'm not going to name in everybody, but it is important that I do name some people who worked very hard to ensure that this exhibition has started and has started well. To the two Emils, Emil Bierman, has been spoken of already as the chairperson of the organizing committee, to Emil Menard. These two are stalwarts in South African philately, and without them, the exhibition wouldn't have taken place. They have been more than ably assisted by Kevin Lodge, by Keith Brodowski, by Andre de Pisani, who's the Secretary and Chief Operating Officer of Federation, and by Victor Menard, people who have done wonders and have worked very hard to ensure that this exhibition has happened. I add Brian Franklin, who's been the floor manager, floor designer. But they have, together with many, many volunteers, ensured that we have an exhibition. I do hope, ladies and gentlemen, friends, that you enjoy it. I want to record my thanks again to all those that I've mentioned, and particularly to Phil for the patronage of this exhibition, which is now fully open, and I hope everybody here enjoys it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hugh. Much appreciated, sir. And now we'll have a little bit more music for you before we conduct the unveiling of the commemorative stamp, and then we allow you to depart the room for lunch. So ladies and gentlemen, please keep that applause going. Make some noise. Stamp your feet if you feel for the Andisiwe Choir.
Thank
happening here in the front row, and I know that some of those last dance moves were actually taught by the Deputy Minister himself. He actually taught them those last moves. So ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we now get to the unveiling of the commemorative stamp, and with this I would like to call to the stage, please, the Honourable Deputy Minister to please join me, as well as the Group CEO of South African Post Office, Nomkita Mona. Please, will you join us here on the stage? Please give him a warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get out the way so that you feel free to bring out your phones or cameras to take photos. And
let's invite the chairperson of the board, Sam. Mr. Majopos.
thank you very much, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please cast your eyes to the front as we unveil the commemorative stamp for this exhibition in 3, 2, 1. Yay! Isn't that absolutely beautiful? And ladies and gentlemen, feel free to grab a photo quickly with the Deputy Minister is on the stage, along with the dignitaries from the South African Post Office. And while you grab your photos, allow me to remind you that outside we have the Zama Marimba Band, and they'll be performing for you as you enjoy a light lunch. And we thank you for having us in your world. We thank you for inviting this exhibition into the world tour. We really feel very honored to be the hosts, and we thank you for coming. We also hope that you will enjoy your stay with us and that you will tell your communities to come and join us, because here in South Africa we have an African idiom that says, "Umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu." A person is a person because of other people, and we are because of you. So please spread the word. Tell the world to come and join us here in South Africa. The jury, I would call you to come and join us at the front as well for a group photo, please. And we would like to invite Tia, the designer of the stamp, to please come and join us on the stage as well. And give Tia a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. This is the designer of this incredible stamp. So the members of the jury, if you will just join us at the front for a group photo. Please do not leave the room yet. And to everyone else, I leave you with this parting shot. The postage stamp is a flimsy thing, no thicker than a beetle's wing, and yet it will roam the world for you exactly where you tell it to. Be blessed and enjoy the week, ladies and gentlemen.
Lovely, amazing.
Was there somebody else wanted to join you?
Well done.